Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Little Fit Kendall. Today we're going to be rocking through another pretty good little leg day workout. It's only 20 minutes start to finish, including a warm up and a bit of a cool down. So we have got you covered on all aspects. Make sure that you're really taking your time with each movement. We've got no cardio and no jumping. This is going to be all about the burn. We're going to be talking about shaping our glutes, specifically that really stubborn area on our side glute, or what people call the hip dip. We're going to be filling that in, giving ourselves some shape, and having fun doing it. So make sure that if you like content like this, like, subscribe so I can keep it coming for you, and otherwise enjoy the workout. All right, you guys, let's get started with a little warm up. So let's go into a forward fold and walk your hands out in front of you until your heels barely touch the mat. We're going to lift up our heels, alternating, and then press them back down into the floor. You really want to feel the stretch in the back of the legs here. Feel free to give a little side-to-side action with those hips. Doing this for about 20 seconds. Then we're going to come to some double floor sweeps. So we're simply going to keep those legs straight, lift our tailbone up, and sweep the floor front and back. And you really want to try to keep those legs as straight as possible. You should feel this one pretty deep in those hamstrings. All right, up next, we've got a little bit of some twisting action here for our spine. Help us loosen up our hips and stretch out our glutes before we get into our workout. Remember, you always want to keep your stretches dynamic at the start of a workout and save the static stretching for the end. All right, here we go. Let's get into this thing. A little dance moment here. We're gonna get into some pulse lunges. With this one, you guys, you want to make sure that you take a far enough step forward that that knee isn't pushing past your toe in the front. And you do want to bring your back knee as low as you can to the ground. I like to think about making a 90-degree angle as much as possible with that front knee. And 3, 2, 1, go ahead and rest. All right, got to keep things even, Steven. So let's go ahead and move on to the other side here. We got a 15-second break in between. All right, let's do this thing. I always recommend really pushing off of your heel as you come up as well. That's going to help us load into our glutes and get more bang for our buck. I don't know about you, but if I'm doing lunges, I want to make them count. Excellent job, you guys. Keep it up. And 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and rest. Good stuff. Now we're going to hit the mat here. All right, you guys, let's get in a quadruped position. Pull those abs in nice and tight. And we are going to do some hip circles. This is amazing to help us get mobility in our hips, as well as working a lot of the glute, specifically the parts that are going to give us some pretty stellar shape. Almost there. And 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and rest. All right, you guys know the deal. We're going to go ahead and do the other side next. We are going to be doing each one of these exercises one leg at a time. Once again, abs nice and tight. We want to make sure we don't have any dipping in our lower back. We want to think little in the middle. Drawing large circles with our knee, and you want to make sure that you're pulling right out to the side before moving back. So try not to be sloppy with it. Big circles. And 3, 2, 1, rest. All right, you guys, here we go. We're going to be doing some 45-degree kickbacks. We want to make sure, once again, those abs are super duper tight. We want to pull our spine up towards the ceiling, if that kind of makes sense. Make sure there's no dip in that lower back. And lead up with our heel. So we want to pretend like we're pushing something away from us with our heel that's quite heavy. You're going to feel this in the upper corner of the glute. And keep in mind that I'm not just pushing back here, but I'm actually pushing back as well as to the side. And 3, 2, 1, rest. Here we go, going into the other side, you guys. Squeeze those abs nice and tight. There we go, kicking back and to the side. 45-degree kickback. Try to keep your head up as much as possible. That's going to help us relieve any stress that might be occurring on our neck. And 3, 2, 1, go ahead and rest. All right, you guys, this might just be one of my favorite glute exercises. We're gonna do some lying abductors. So I want you to lie on your side. We're gonna pull our heel up towards the ceiling, squeezing the side glute. Try to keep your toe pointed down to the ground. I know it kind of looks a little silly, like your legs on sideways, but I promise it's gonna really help you hit that side glute. Try to go as high as you can with each rep. And 3, 2, 1, rest. I love these, they get such a burn going. And let's do this. You can see here I've got my hand on the glute. Sometimes I'll do that just to make sure that the muscle's firing the way that I want it. It really helps you build a mind-muscle connection. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and rest. That is what I'm talking about. All right. Now we're gonna go ahead and flip it onto our back and do some one-legged hip thrusts, which these are a little bit of a challenge, but I want you to pretend like you're trying to press the bottom of your foot up against the ceiling as hard as you can. You can see that my toe is elevated off of the ground. I'm really making sure to push off of my heel. Once again, that's really gonna help me hit those glutes the way that I want to. When it comes to glutes, I really think that we gotta start working smarter if we want to get the shape that we're after. And 3, 2, 1, rest. Here we go, other side, plant that heel and press. Excellent stuff, you guys. You want to try to see if you can have a teeny little bit of a hold up at the top of the rep there. A little bit of a pause and down. And this one, you will get better at it the more you practice, so don't worry. And 3, 2, 1, go ahead and rest. All right, here we go. we are gonna get into some clamshells. So you'll see here, I'm gonna open my hips, lifting my body up off of the ground into this kind of funky half plank position. And the way that I'm doing it for this round, I do have my feet together. That being said, if you want to make it a little bit harder, feel free to pull your feet apart at the top and you'll get a little bit more range of motion and squeeze those glutes just that little bit harder. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Okay, so we got to do the other side. And it's really important, you guys, you come up as high as you can, but also push those hips forward. Really try to squeeze that peach. We are building glutes here, ladies and gentlemen. I don't discriminate. Look at that hair. Woo! Let's do it. You guys should be really feeling a burn. These are pretty tough, but keep it up. Three, 2, 1. Go ahead and rest. I should get that put on a t-shirt. All right, you guys, here we're going to take a little bit of a break. Definitely make sure that you're hydrating. Drink a lot of water. Make sure that if you have any intra-workout, you're taking that. I recommend either taking something like Magnum Opus or even a pinch of pink Himalayan salt. Might not be a bad idea. These breaks are important to make sure that we're actually able to give the muscle time to grow, especially when we're doing kind of like this HIIT format. We want to make sure that when we do rest, we take advantage. All right, you guys, getting back into these pulse lunges. So I always take a couple steps to set my position. Bring that knee right down to the mat, pressing up off your heel. And it's also worth noting that we want to keep our chest up as well. That's going to help us really make sure that our posture is correct, we're able to breathe properly, and we're not putting too much pressure on our back. Pressing off those heels. And 3, 2, 1, rest it up. All right, famers, let's go ahead and switch sides. Set in position. Let's do it. You want to get as low as you can here, guys, but again, make sure that foot's far enough that the toe is not, or sorry, your knee is not drifting past your toe. And 3, 2, 1. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and get down into those hip circles. Once again, great exercise for mobility as well as for toning. Squeezing those abs, drawing big circles with our knees. You want to try to keep your knee bent at a 90 degree as well. Ten more seconds. And 3, 2, 1. Great stuff. Little breather here. Take advantage. Bust a little move. We're going to go into the other side, of course. And don't be afraid to slow it down with these ones, you guys. With these bodyweight glute exercises, time under tension, or the amount of time that we're actually performing the exercise, is going to be something that we're going to want to increase. Our bodies love that, especially once you start getting used to the exercises. And 3, 2, 1, rest. Beautiful stuff. We're gonna go into those 45-degree kickbacks. I really want you to press up hard, and you're gonna feel that glute engage, and I want you to lean into that. Three, 2, 1, big squeeze, and rest. Squeeze those abs nice and tight. Let's press back like we mean it, you guys. Squeeze that peach. Ten more seconds. And 3, 2, 1. Rest it up. All right, let's go into those abductors, you guys. Toe to the floor, heel to the ceiling, squeezing with that side glute. I cannot stress it enough. This is such a great exercise for shaping that booty. 10 seconds. Three, 2, 1. Go ahead and rest. All right, other side. And make sure that through all these exercises, we're taking like really deep breaths. We gotta get oxygen in our system. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Once again, if you guys want to take this one a little bit slower, absolutely feel free to. More burning. That's all you're going to get from that. We are here for it. All right, you guys. 3, 2, 1. Rest it up. Laying on our back, arguably the most challenging exercise. Let's do our one-legged hip thrust. Heel up there to the ceiling and press. And the higher that you can lift those hips, the better. You also kind of want to think about tilting your hips, not just pushing them up, but tilting them forward as well. Anytime that we get a forward pelvic tilt, then we are going to be really squeezing those glutes. And 3, 2, 1, rest. Other side, getting that foot in position. Let's do it. And 3, 2, 1. All right, last exercise, some clamshells to finish strong. Once again, you guys, you can really try to pull those knees as far as you can away from each other. Lift up those hips from the ground and press forward. So you can kind of see here, I'm really trying to push my tummy towards the camera. And that's going to help me squeeze the bum. Ooh, it's burning, burning. Here we go, you guys. That's how we know it's working. And 3, 2, 1, rest. Last one. Let's go ahead and knock this out of the park. Give me your all, you guys. And go ahead and take it slow, particularly at the top. If you want to put a little pause up there when your knees are all open and those hips are working, then that's going to be just straight fire. 3, 2, 1, rest. Woo! Oh, I guess I did a little extra one in there. That's okay. Great stuff. That's what I'm talking about. All right, you guys, it is time for our cool down. So let's hit the mat. We're going to take a kneeling stance and we put our front foot out far enough that we can go into a deep lunge and that our knee isn't going to go past our ankle. We want to try to drop our hips to the ground. If you want to take it to the next level, bend your knee and pull that heel up towards your bum. You want to keep your upper body upright and take nice deep breaths. Go ahead and release that foot and pull back into a bit of a hamstring stretch here. It helps if you try to pull your toe towards yourself. Really stretching out the backs of the legs here. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Pulling the other foot forward into a deep lunge. And the lower you can get those hips, the more you're going to feel it. Go ahead and pull that heel towards your bum if you had the flexibility or you just want to stretch out the front of your legs. Breathe into it, release, and into a hamstring stretch. Static stretches are the way to go for our cool down. We want to make sure that we're taking our time, trying to push our limits, and taking nice deep breaths. All right, we're going to go to a wide sit here. Trying to pull your feet as far away from each other and giving yourself a gentle lean towards the middle. The farther you can slide your hands away, the deeper you're going to be able to feel this. Once again, taking deep intentional breaths. And if you want to try lowering, try to do so on your exhales. We're going to scoop our hand up and over our head towards our foot. You want to try to keep your elbow up towards the ceiling to stretch out that side and switching to the other side. Feel that all up in those obliques. And back to center. There we have it, you guys. Little leg day. Hopefully those glutes are a burning. If you do want to use this as an activation before you hit some heavy weights, or you can do this as an exercise all on its own. Definitely let me know what you think and stay tuned for a new video next week.